Whenever I go to weddings, I usually happily cry. Why? Because no one just got married to another person who looked lovely. You know, I had a girlfriend, her name was Shuri, and she was planning to go to prom with me, but we were both killed by a mysterious killer named Prowler. However, Shuri died, but for me, I secretly survived. How? I have no idea. I know what you're gonna ask me. Why am I writing this when I'm supposed to be dead? Well, as I said, I survived death, but anyways, Buckaroo, I got a question. Did you ever watch this show called Beavis and Butthead? For those who haven't seen it, Beavis and Butthead is about two boys that were named you know who. They were basically go around and block or sometimes they sit in their homes watching TV and being couch potatoes. But they usually do get into bad stuff. In fact, there was one episode where Beavis and Butthead set fire to a comedy club and got banned because some 5-year-old boy set to camp killing his younger sister. Even my father, who was mayor of Mulderland, could demand that I didn't grow up being those guys. And you're lucky, because I didn't. Anyways, my name is Carl and I live in a big city in Avlaton, where there was a big prom happening before. I wasn't able to go because of slasher reasons. Long ago I discovered something like a time machine, and went along with my father. Now we live in the year 2022, and I heard rumors a lot about from the 2020s. Now there was a big pandemic, and that many affected millions of people, but since it cleared in the funny pasta world, it would be a big real world yet. But there was a lost episode of Beavis and Butthead that was funny, that made me stop happily crying every time I go to weddings. It all started when I was at my job. I worked at Toys R Us, like the company that makes toys and stocks shelves. Being a toy maker is hard. It's like I work in Santa's workshop with a bunch of elves. Unfortunately, I don't live in the North Pole. But anyways, I work with these familiar people whose names that were Princess Carla, Frankie C, Carlo Falcon, Willie CC, Snowden, Needley, Ernie, and Jack Frost. Most days we talk about what we would become of one of Santa's elves in the future. And no, this story does not take place at the time of Christmas. All of a sudden, this is just crazy if a fat man named Chef Tannenbach came in saying, McGill and Tulu just got married. So I'm allowing you guys to take a week off from work. Now, for those who are familiar with the people, Tulio and McGill, if you don't if I don't know who they are, as I was on my way home and passed by a Pixar animation studio. By the way, I now live in Ermelyville. While I was staring at the Pixar logo and was far away was a Pixar lamp and a voice saying, Hey there, did you happen to just move in from that stupid town? I looked behind me and saw someone who worked like a goofy goober for ice cream parlor. I replied with saying, No, Peanut's head, and then drove off. I went to IHOP for a delicious meal. I always get the window seat every weird reason. Fresh air. A few minutes later, IHOP announced that they would be making new brands of Performas while we ate for entertainment. They had their favorite band, and its name was Man Idea. The people who played in that band were Danny DeVito, Caroline Seville, Hill Sharon, Aqua Freshman, Mr. Muffin, and Echo, and they all played jazz. I felt kind of relaxed, but just listening to them. After lunch, I drove home while driving. I found a shop that was named Cad's Media, and I looked at the sign, and it sold VHS tapes, DVDs, CDs, video games, laser discs, and Blu-rays. I decided to go in the store to buy some tapes, because I felt lonely. I went inside the store, and I saw that they sold video games to a wide variety from Atari to Xbox Series X. I bought some of the games such as Call of Duty, Black Ops 3, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, Lego Wars: A Complete Saga, and Simpsons Hit and Run. While I bought some videotapes, something really caught my eye. Next to me was a VHS tape, Fly Away Home, and there was a tape that said Beavis and Butthead on it. However, this tape did not have a normal cover like the ones I bought back in the day. The cover had Beavis and Butthead about to be shot by Muddy Grimes and Dallas Grimes. I wonder if they busted out of jail. I inspected the tape and smelled what seemed to be peanut butter. I opened the tape and found what looked like someone made a sandwich entirely covered in peanut butter. I went up to the cash register and demanded the manager to give me this tape a deep clean. They had a special VHS tape cleaner, so I bought the tape and drove home. When I got to my house, I saw the steam coming on to the bathroom of the window. I ran up there to find Princess Carla and Foxy Love from Drawn Together having a shower. I asked them to get out angrily, and they did. Well, I wish I could tell you about them, but a strange killer killed them. Anyways, after that, I inserted the tape, and it was about how to watch how Beavis and Butthead almost got killed. The tape started off with Billy Bob Tanley telling us about the two idiots about the not role models, and that just some of the stuff they do can get someone in trouble or jail or possibly deported. Now, before the episode started, I had to sift through the commercials. The first advertisement was Tuxedo Patrick and Eric Hartman being on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Falcon. The second commercial had Detective Johnson from Fanboy and Chum Chum showing us to avoid grizzly bears. Then the show began, and the episode title was The Reunion of Muddy and Dallas. The episode then began with Beavis and Butthead watching one of the episodes Drawn Together, where Carl and Foxy love kiss. And I like that, as they said, they died from a strange killer, so I will not tell you about them. Butthead said, "Hey Beavis, do you think Tara Strong should be with us? We could make a crew." "Yeah," said Beavis. Butthead looked at the clock and asked, what time is it?" Beavis then pulled over a guide on the TV, and it said 12:30. The mail person was Tara Strong herself, delivering mail, and when she opened the mailbox, Beavis, who was hiding in the mailbox, shouted, "Hey, lo there!" Tara screamed and ran away. "We'll see you tomorrow," Beavis said. Just they went back into the house and told Butthead about what the mail did. What are all these packages? You don't seem to be stealing others' mail, do you?" "I did, Butthead." "Merry Christmas," Beavis said, and they all read the envelopes, and it was mostly bills from the mini mart across the street, and they saw a pink envelope. The envelope was an invitation to Muddy and Dallas Grimes' second wedding, since they were reunited. Well, they opened up the envelope and read the letter. Here's what it said. "Dear Anonymous, this invitation was given to you to proclaim that you're invited to a special wedding. The wedding takes place at the Armbruster Community Church. It will last from 12:30 to 5 p.m. Everyone is excited except for two troublemakers named Beavis and Butthead. Come and join." Butthead then threw the envelope and said, "Blah! That sucks, cause we never scored that chick," Beavis said, and then said, "Hey, Butthead, we haven't been outside for 2 days. Want to go for a walk?" Yeah," Butthead said, and then they headed outside for a walk. They walked to the bus stop and sat next to a familiar person, including Mr. Hinkle, Boris Johnson, Mount Barr, Moses, Slimy Sausage, Sophia, and Joe Biden. So you're going to a wedding, huh?" asked Butthead. "Yeah, I'm going, but you two shouldn't," replied Mr. Hinkle. "I think there's a good reason why Beavis and Butthead weren't invited. It's because they killed Muddy Grimes, his wife, correctly, and of course they didn't even hear his silent voice that said, 'Hey, metal fans, I got you something.'" Beavis and Butthead then walked over to a large bush, and they saw a man in a turquoise coat, eating a Dorito shell taco. The man then proclaimed that he had disguised themselves for the wedding. The disguises were costumes of Guru and Duro from Despicable Me. And to prevent suffocating, there was a mascot that was breather for a thingamajig. "You two can take care," said the man. Beavis and Butthead then walked across town until they did their usual laughs. Then it faded to the Ardling Community Church, where the wedding was about to begin. I saw some two famous people and animals. The list is gonna get pretty big. Anyways, in the crowd, I could see Snake Men from Prince of Egypt, Seba, Mosey, Gary, Supernova, the Station Master's Wife, Bradley Cooper, Governor Tackleton, Rex Dangerous, Greg Blakerman, Matt Hancock, and Ned Flanders. They all were the preacher, the host for the wedding for the original planner got sick. Beavis and Butthead were sitting next to some black men. I probably shouldn't discuss that. The originalist church was playing an organ cover over Lay Your Love on Me by ABBA. Muddy and Dallas were in the restroom trying to get their suits on. And Muddy said, "I swear, if I see those idiots, they fail to kill you, that's going to be their problems." Dallas then replied with, "Hey, it's okay, honey. I'll protect you as long as I can, because we are reuniting." Beavis and Butthead ran outside to talk to some people, but they couldn't hear their voices. "Hey, Butthead, it sucks that some people won't recognize our voices." "I know, Beavis. We just need to stay quiet for as long as we can," replied Butthead. They soon then heard Oregon music that was playing in some theme for the wedding. Out came Muddy and Dallas holding hands together. Once the music stopped and they were reached on stage, they heard Beavis and Butthead's strange laughing. "Oh no, I did not like where this is going. How the hell did these jackasses get here?" Muddy asked. Tom Anderson, who was at the wedding, said, "It's Beavis and Butthead." Muddy then started chasing after them while Butthead shouted, "Run, Beavis, run!" Dallas went over with Muddy to chase them. "Damn it, Butthead! You didn't stay silent. Now we're being chased, shouted Beavis. Sorry, dumbass, I had to breathe. All of a sudden, Tara Strong appeared with the outfit similar to Sarah Connor, and she told Beavis and Butthead to step out of their way. Tara then started punching Muddy and Dallas until the cops arrived. One of the police officers asked Beavis and Butthead why they snuck in, and Beavis said the truth by proclaiming they wanted to be forgiven for what they did. The cops then believed them. Get your hands off of us. We didn't do anything wrong, said Muddy. Well, you shouldn't have gone chasing after two people who regret doing what they did in the past. Dallas then looked angrily with a tear in his eye. She said, and just so you know, Muddy, I'm breaking up with you. Muddy then let out the biggest no yet. It was heard all across from the planet, and the episode ended there. To be honest, I didn't even cry one bit about the wedding scene. I officially got over it. After that, I went outside for a walk. While walking, I noticed some two animated pigeons. They were all charging at me. I ran as fast as I could, and the pigeons did not see me anymore, until I waited for the pigeons to get out of the sight. I met a man named was Mr. West Dickens, and he said, "Hello there, Chum Chum. Those pigeons are giving you a hard time." I told him about it, and we became friends on Twitter. Just a reminder, if you steal people's mail and that is a wedding invitation that is not inviting you, don't attend to it. And that, my little pretties, was the reunion of Muddy and Dallas, a Beavis and Butthead Lost episode, funny pasta, written by Ashley Armbruster. Ashley Armbruster, thank you so much for writing this story. This was highly appreciated. Thank you so much for writing this. This was awesome. I really do like it. So, my final thoughts on this story. Well, I'm going to definitely say right here, right now, that it's been quite a long time since I've sat there and, narrated any of Ashley Armbruster's stories. Like, I haven't done any of this in, like, oh god. It's been quite a long time since I sat there and actually did that. So, it's been quite a while since I actually sat there and narrated, any of these stories. So, I'm going to sit there and, narrate this story as best I can. So, with that being said, I actually found this story to be quite funny, to be honest. Like, I know it's been quite a while since I read one of Ashley Armbruster's stories, but I'm going to say I really do like how this story went out. It was a pretty interesting pasta, if you can imagine. This was actually a pretty well-made pasta. I actually found this pasta to be rather enjoyable, really funny, well-made, and I actually found this one to be quite enjoyable and amazing. Now, I could definitely say that this was actually a really well-made story. I actually found this story to be rather amazing and really well-made. So, I could definitely say I remember, reading this story. It was actually a pretty good story, to be honest. Like, the grammar was really good. I'm definitely saying that. The grammar of the story is actually really good. The sentence structure was actually really good, too, as well as the storyline. Everything about it was just flat out amazing. It was just really funny as well. There's definitely a lot of time and effort into this funny pasta. And, this is a kind of funny pasta, that uses, makes fun of cliches and stuff. And that's what a funny pasta is trying to do. They make fun of cliches because they're just trying to be silly. And if you can picture that, then that would probably be, like, a really idea. So, just to get you an idea. Now, this is kind of like how Matthew Bumford writes his stories. No, it was not written by Matthew Bumford. It was not. This story was written by Ashley Armbruster, which I haven't touched any of his stories in, like, oh god, it's been quite a long time since I last sat there and touched his stories. So, this is my first time I touched Ashley Armbruster's story in god, it's been a long time. So, with that being the case, yeah, I actually have to say right now that this story was actually really well made in detail, and it was actually really awesome. Like, I do love how the story went out. It was really well made and detailed. It was really funny. Like, I actually stifled a few laughs here and there because it was how silly it was, so I had to sit there and, re-narrate the story a few times because I just burst out laughing. It was very silly. Anything that Beavis and Butthead would do, this is not completely out of the ordinary for Beavis and Butthead to sit there and do that. Like, I could actually picture this being the case. So, like, I had a feeling that it was gonna happen one way or another to Beavis and Butthead. This episode, I could definitely say it's not completely out of the ordinary for, you could definitely say, this is definitely not completely out of the ordinary for, Beavis and Butthead to sit there and do these crazy stunts. So if you guys watch Beavis and Butthead, you'll know what kind of crazy stunts that those troublemakers like to do. Like, it's really well done and made, and they're actually pretty cool. So, with that being the case, I actually found this story to be rather enjoyable and really well done. Like, I actually found this story to be really funny. It was pretty amazing. And, you know, I would have a feeling that this is not something completely out of the ordinary that, well, you could definitely say that, Beavis and Butthead would do. Like, this story was actually really well made and detailed. It actually fits out well. It's really nice and well done. And I definitely have to say, this story was actually really well done. So, with that being the case, I actually found this story to be rather enjoyable. So, with that being the case, what did you guys all think about this story? Oh yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the review. Now, like I'm gonna say, this is simply my own personal opinion, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these, funny pastas. This is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of the story, 10 out of 10. It was just awesome. Now, I could definitely say, you know, I'm really glad that the author, well, Ashley Armbruster, sat there and, well, made, you know, Beavis and Butthead do the stuff that he did. And, you know, them doing something like this is not completely out of the ordinary, knowing that the two troublemakers would do something like this. Like, I can actually see them, you know, doing something like this. I believe they did something like this before, but I can't really remember. If you guys seen Beavis and Butthead, feel free to comment and let me know. So, with that being the case, yeah. What did you guys think about this funny pasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what you had done person to help make this story a lot better? Leave me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you happen to be brand new here on this channel, be sure to like, comment, subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell when I upload. And as always, I'll be seeing you all in the next video. So peace out, everyone. And as always, please roll the outro because I'm out.